London times, and as we speak, euro prints another high. So the partial profits that we took last session has gone well, but tell you what, it is only a matter of fact before a pullback occurs. You see that resistance coming in here. I think this is wave three just near about completion. So remember, sorry for the cough. We had kind of issued a partial long in the last session, somewhere around the 830s. Now prices have already moved almost 100 points, or less than 100 points, 90 or 80 points right now. There is a resistance coming around 944. So please be watchful. If you bought partial longs in euro, then it could be the right time to take profits in those partial longs. Please don't wait for 44, 45. It is it is quite possible that prices may not touch that, and one more reason why we should pay attention to booking profits in the longs uh, for the partial position that we took in the last session specifically. I'm not saying about all the positions that we are holding, but specifically in the last session around 30, 40, we should try and take profits now, because there is a big amount of bearish divergence which is seen. Right, and if you're not inclined to take profits right now, and if you want to wait until 44, 45, please bring your stop loss to a break even at 835. Please bring your stop loss at a break even at 835. All right. That way we are uh, I have a breathing problem here, and also coughing. Excuse me for that, please. So that way we're making sure that we don't lose if you're not gaining profits. And ideally, if you believe what the language, the charts are saying right now, this bearish divergence is a strong signal that euro is preparing to produce a meaningful corrective decline now. All right. And this resistance is seen at 944. All right. So again, excuse me for that cough. Structurally, if we speak about structurally, we've got wave 1, wave 2, and uh, that a minute degree, and now minute degree wave 1 and 2 and 3 are almost complete. So the third wave extension is almost complete. We are waiting for a wave 4 decline now. Let me just adjust this 38.2% where it is coming. I think now it's even higher towards 717 or 720. But tell you what, we've got to be a bit careful on the long side now. There is no way we are suggesting any fresh buying to be done in the euro right now. You should not be doing any kind of fresh buying in the euro right now, because that would be quite at the wrong place. I'm not saying that it cannot go higher for about 20-25 points. It can also go and touch 985 if that's the next resistance in line. So either bring profits to a break even, or bring your stop loss to a break even, or take profits right now. I think either one of the two should be done. Please do not take fresh positions on the long side. Anytime there is a expected reversal or corrective decline to happen. Now, if you look at the hourly chart, we've got wave 1, wave 2, and then that is the third wave in progress. There could be a decline and one more high also in place to complete this 5-wave pattern. But remember, today morning we were discussing about a possibility of a corrective wave which looks complete. Now, if that corrective wave looks complete, then we are we are going to see a 5-wave rally. Out of that 5-wave rally, the third wave is underway, possibly one more low and one more high before this pattern completes and the prices begin retracing or pulling back lower again. All right. So that's the case, and just be a bit careful in taking fresh longs. I'm repeatedly saying either bring your stop to a break even or take profits, please. Let's move on to the dollar index now. That should have been on the lower side as we were expecting. So partial shorts which we were taking, which we suggested around 370 in the last session, they have worked. I think you're making at least 50 points right now, and ideally there should be some profit booking done. I'm not saying to book profits on all short positions, but at least that position, if you took short in the last session around 103.70, it calls for some kind of profit booking here around 103.28. Great amount of bullish divergence is also seen. So, tell you what, brothers, there is no question of taking fresh short positions. Meaningful support is also being taken as we speak. Prices breaking below 103.43 cleanly. So that support is also being taken out, and a meaningful pullback should be underway now anytime. All right. So we've got to be a bit careful in taking fresh short positions, but what we are seeing on chart is exactly as per the script. Expect a pullback, and we will issue fresh short positions again. I think this time it's going to be just below the 105 handle in dollar index and just around 1.07 handle in the euro USD. All right, so pullback is now expected anytime soon. Let's go back to pound. I think pound was also the same situation. If you took partial profits or partial longs around the 28.70, it is time to take profits here. Only for the position that we suggested last session. I'm not talking about the entire longs. Uh, those longs are to be held for positional traders with a target potential of 1.32 and 1.34. I tell you what, there is a lagging difference in GBP USD, Euro, and the dollar index. Euro rallies to a new high, dollar drops to a new low, GBP USD refrains from a new high. This is seen for the first time because pound has been the leader. For the first time, it has refrained from a new high. There is a great amount of bearish divergence which we can see on the 4-hour chart. So expect a kind of pullback towards 26.70 or 27 before pound can actually resume its rally again. All right, so So that's the situation. The long term direction in pound remains absolutely unchanged, with minute wave 1 in place, minute wave 2 in place, and minute wave 3 possibly, I would say possibly in place, or I would suggest that the third wave is still going on. We'll have a fourth wave in place, or I'm not I'm not suggesting minute 3 in place. Let me find out the extension. I think it's not the minute wave 3. Yes, it is minute wave 3, sir, in pound. So let's put it that way. Let's put this minute wave 3. The Fibonacci extensions are pointing towards minute wave 3, the Elliott wave extensions. And now we are looking for wave 4 and wave 5. So by the time the fifth wave completes, I think we should be close enough to 3200. Let's see. There you are. Exact match. So I think the stage is now setting up for pound. Let's lay the path here for pound to drop towards 2680 and then rally towards 3200. All right. We will be very much inclined to go long around that handle 26, 70, 80, and then long towards 3200. And Euro USD. Extremely sorry for that cough. Uh, I'm sorry, but I'm barely able to hold my breath and speak here, so I'm speaking less. But it's quite possible that we are now preparing for a corrective decline towards towards the 700 handle in euro. So we will be more than inclined to buy there. That would be the wave 4 of a lesser degree. I don't know. Right now, it's not very clear if it's minute wave 3 and minute wave 4, but I will tell you what. If it is a running flat, let me find out an extension of the running flat here. It's quite possible that minute wave 3 might have completed. Let's clean up the chart a bit. Maybe minute wave 3 completes and we are going to see minute wave 4 and then minute wave 5. And also let me check the Fibonacci extensions of the fifth wave here. Yeah, that is bang on target. 11.8 and 11.41, not a big difference at all. So let's keep it that way. Tell you what, US dollar index must be on the same lines as well. If that means this was a running flat as well. So let me check once again. If it was a running flat, I'm going to adjust the counts here. Yes, sir, it looks like a running flat. So I'm going to clear this wave. The minute degree I'm going to remove, and that would be the third wave, and this one would be wave 4. All right. And by all means, What is going to be the next target, sir? 102 and 100.70, which is slightly lower, but we'll keep it that way for now. All right. So that's the dollar index, euro, pound in front of the screens. The next is the gold. I think it's time for us to sell now. In the last session, in the London, sorry, not in London, but the Tokyo Sydney overlap, we were proposedly talking about this particular corrective wave now, back towards the 2900, 2910. Prices have reached that level now, so it is a good place to enter short again. For those who are just joining, I would like to just uh, put the wave perspective, where minor wave 4 got terminated around the 25, 35, 37, and minor wave 5 is unfolding. Within that minor wave 5, wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 are complete, and there is wave 4 going on right now. All right, that is the wave 4 at a minute degree. Now, wave 4 should ideally drop or terminate towards the 2810 level, and before 2810, I think it would be incomplete structure. So let's go back to what is happening here. I think there is a lower degree wave 2 in place, which could reverse very sharply as a lower degree wave 3, 4, and 5 going forward. It's going to be interesting to find out now. I tell you what, it's the earlier drop was corrective. It's a three-wave decline. So whether it remains to be seen if it's unfolding as a diagonal or as a impulse. It doesn't look like an impulse. It looks to me that it is unfolding as a diagonal structure. If that is wave 1 of the diagonal, okay, if this is wave 1 of the diagonal, we are now witnessing wave 2 of the diagonal. Possibly we are going to see wave 3 of the diagonal, 4 of the diagonal, and 5 of the diagonal. So 3, 4, and 5. By the time the 5 wave completes, we will be somewhere close to 2816, and that's what exactly we are proposing. So this is a good place to enter shorts again. 2910, sir. Please place your stop loss around 2960. We don't want to place it right now over here. I think we need to see the diagonal structure unfolding nicely. If the third wave is underway, then the next stop should be very close to 2830 or 2825. All right, that will be diagonal wave 4 and wave 5 to complete the correction. So short round 2910, stop 2960, and target 2810 or so. All right. Let's move on to okay, let's touch base with the indices, because that's where we had trading activities here. Profits were booked in Dow Jones and Nasdaq short term. All right, short term profits were taken here in the Dow and Nasdaq. You think that's a 5 wave decline already. We've got wave 1, wave 2. That could be wave 3 over here. Wave 4 and then wave 5. So that it looks like 5 waves are now complete, at least at a minute degree, and calls for a pullback now. I'm removing I'm going to adjust this wave 3 here. wave 4 up there, and wave 5 lower. Where's wave 5? I don't know where it has gone, but it should be somewhere. Let's go back on the 4-hour time frame. Maybe it should be lying somewhere over here. Okay. So I think the 5-wave structure looks complete here. The shorter term, and there could be a pullback soon. Whether it's the wave 3 or not, that no, it cannot be wave 3. That's wave 1 of 3 actually. We've got to wait for a pullback now. So all right. So please take short-term profits in Dow Jones if you're not yet done. The profits were taken right after the Tokyo Sydney overlap. Nasdaq also the same. Expect a pullback now, please. And this is the mini futures. I'm bringing up the star index as well. I think index would not be trading right now. It is 1943, 19,430. But tell you what, we've booked profits around the same region. Let's expect a pullback now. But this is not required. At least for now, but we need to see a pullback coming through very soon. All right. Okay. And that should be before we wrap this session. I think even in the bitcoins, there should be some kind of a pullback materializing. There you see, it dropped almost 76,000, and the pullback is underway, sir. So what we did earlier, I think it is correct, and that was wave 4 termination triangle. This is wave 5. So expect a pullback to materialize soon, and I think that pullback should carry prices all the way through 88 or 91 back, at least on the minimum side. We'll take a call on the short side from there on. Even in the Solana, we will wait for the pullback to materialize before we enter on the short side again. All right, so that looks like a complete 5 waves, or maybe just one more wave to go. But I think we are good to wait until the pullback now completes. Just a slight adjustment on the retracements. A minimum rally towards 185 seems more feasible now. 185. All right. So that's the case in the Solana and Bitcoin. These are the stories as we move into the London session. Our London Times will be back again. New York open now. Euro might be just beginning to cut loose on the south side. Please pay attention to the diverging scenarios. It's time to book partial profits, at least on what we decided to go long in the past session. All right. So we bring the current session to a pause again, and we'll be back in a few hours. Until that time, once again, thank you for tuning in, and please do take care and God bless. Goodbye.